Hi, I'm odeean, and today I'm having a look at Neca's second version of Robocop. This version has the spring-loaded holster. Robocop comes sealed in this plastic bubble just like most of Neca's other stuff, with this picture of his back on the back of the box with 25th anniversary logo. Now, one thing I hate about Neca boxes is the way that they really seal this shut. It would be so easy to put it on a card that could be opened, but I guess they don't want people breaking it open in the shop and stealing bits out of the package. But it does annoy me the way I always have to cut these to get them out. Anyway, let's cut it open and have a look. So here's our Robocop out of the box, and straight off the bat I'm going to say I'm a bit disappointed with the way this has turned out. This groin area here, it just doesn't look right. It's too wide, and I never got the original version of Robocop without the spring-loaded gimmick, so now I'm starting to wonder if I should have got that one instead. I guess it's still cheap. I've still got time to grab one of those. If I cared enough about the character, I might pick up the Figma, but to be honest, I don't really care much about Robocop. The reason I bought this guy is I think there's an Ed 209 coming out from Neca later on in the year, and I wanted this to pose with that. But anyway, let's have a little look at what this can do. So the head is on a ball, pretty decent range of motion. We've got movement of the torso above the rib cage. We have a swivel at the waist. The arms can rotate and pivot in and out, but limited obviously by the design of the suit. We have a bicep swing joint here. There is no swivel in the bicep, but again, it's mainly because of the way the suit is designed. So we don't even get that backwards and forwards rotation at the shoulder that the actual suit had, so it's a bit limited in how the arms can pose. There's no swivel at the wrist. Again, pretty disappointing. On this side we do get a swivel at the wrist, and that is because if you pull it, you can pop it right off and stick this data spike on. And if you remember correctly, in Robocop, that Clarence Bodiger, I think his name was, got impaled on this spike at the end. When Robocop proved who's the boss. It's a little bit spiky. You could actually hurt yourself on it. It feels like it might actually snap off instead of bend, so you should be a little bit cautious with it. Moving down to the legs, we've got backwards and forwards and in and out, as well as the knee. The knee is actually ratcheted, which I didn't expect. No swivel. The ankle goes up and down and moves that little piston, which is pretty cool. The face sculpt is decent enough. I mean, I wouldn't say it's the spitting image of the actor, but the way the lips are arranged, it does look pretty much like him, although I can't remember his name at the moment. You'll have to excuse me. I would like it if the helmet came off, but it doesn't do that. Nothing too fancy here. Let's get to the main gimmick of this toy, the spring-loaded action. There's a little nub at the back here. It's like a switch. If you just pull down on that, or maybe it's push up. Yeah, push up. It flips out this, and it's called spring-loaded, but it's really pathetic spring-loaded action. And a word of caution, a pretty serious word of caution now. This panel is on a tiny, tiny little joint that will snap. Mine has developed some stress marks because I kept touching this. Don't touch this panel. You don't need to touch it in order to shut it. In order to shut it, you just need to apply force between these two fingers on the front and back, and it just snaps itself back in. If you're going to try to push this panel in to make it close, it's almost certainly going to break the toy after a few attempts. So let's see that again and see if we can get the gun out this time. Now, gun is in here, and my fingers are a little bit big. I find it hard to grab. I'm just going to get a screwdriver to pop that out. There we go. So the gun is a reasonable likeness to the automatic pistol that he has in the show. If you get his ordinary hand here, it can just slot in like this. what's Robocop without his gun. It's really virtually an integral part of the character, I think, just the shape of it. Now shutting this panel again, you can see without the gun in there, works exactly the same way, like that. My final thoughts on this NECA's second version of Robocop. It's not bad for $17, which I think is what I paid for it. If you're a huge fan of Robocop, maybe get the Figma or the other version, because this one's a little bit flimsy and has a little bit of a weirdness going on here. But yeah, at that price, it's not a bad toy. So if you see it in a shop, probably that's the best way to get it. Avoid paying shipping and handling on something like this, which is not that great to begin with. One thing I will say, NECA should stay away from this kind of gimmick. You know, they're not very good at it. This is so weak, I'm never going to use it again after this review. I'm just going to leave the gun in the hand. But apart from that, it's a half decent figure. Anyway, that's it, my video review. I'm odeean, and thanks for watching.